Hi! Welcome to Sekiro. We're going to be farming experience and Sen in the Hirata estate. You'll need access to the Hirata Audience Chamber, so click I in the top right if you haven't defeated Juzou the Drunk and need help with that. We're going to get about 700 experience and 500 Sen per run. A little more experience, a little less Sen, but you'll see at the top I've got a tracker. First up, there's an archer, this way. This is the easiest route, but I'll show you going both ways. Then there's a swordsman and an archer here through this little paper wall who you can mess up pretty quickly. Then if you do take it this way from after Juzou, it's much easier, I think, and it will use far less spirit emblems, so you'll save a little money, although the money you're going to get is kind of insane. But basically everyone will be facing away from you, so you can backstab them. Use the shuriken to pull him. Sometimes he'll walk all the way in and you can just sword him up out of sight of his friends. Other times he'll return pretty quickly and you can get a couple of cheeky more shuriken shots in while he's walking back. There we go, one and another, silly man. Wait for him to come up, then finish him off. He's got practically no health, so dude is dead. Boop. Now we've got two shield men, but for some reason they're pretty stupid. You can backstab the guy on the right, which if you've watched the Juzou video, you'll know is the one to get first. There. And the other guy won't see you because he's a moron, so sneak around there and get him too. Then, if you like, you can use some shuriken to take out the archer on the left, like that. And then walk up and backstab the guy with the torch, leaving one swordsman on the right who doesn't have a torch and is, I think, therefore much easier to kill. Well, I think he might get a hit on me, I forget. No, there we go. So we're up to nearly 300 experience. 300 experience and 200 Sen. Now there's two guys around here. It doesn't matter which side you come from. You can generally always backstab one. I like to backstab the guy with the torch just because I find them a little trickier. Although I think this guy, one of them gets some hits on me. Not that guy though. Boom. Two more down. Then we're going to head over to the big group here on the approach. This way. There's an archer here on the left, so sneak towards him, get a lock. That's the Axeman, don't shoot him. 3 shuriken in him so he doesn't turn around and light you up while you're fighting everyone else. Then hit the axe guy. Block, and then doink, 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 doink. That was the wrong attack, because now, badoop, he hits me. Oh dear. But the axe guys, they're pretty good. They're worth a little more experience. I think 37 versus 34, and have a little more cash too. It's 37? Yeah, 37. So now these three guys are pretty easy to take down. You can backstab this fella, leaving those two. There's an archer on the right, archer on the left, sorry, and this guy's got a torch and a sword, so I prefer to stab the sword guy and then take down the archer because they don't block very effectively, like that. There's another archer up here on the right. You can either sneak up to him and backstab him, or if you don't care about money because you're getting so much, use some spirit emblems. And then suck his juice back too. Now there's 4 guys in here. I always thought there were 2. But no, 4. You can pull them out. Pull the first one out like this. There we go. And then back off a little. The others might get aggro. This, I'm not sure that going into this room is honestly worth it if you just want to grind it out. I would just, from here, run to the idol. Because the amount of time this takes for the reward, there's not any good stuff. But if you haven't been in there, there's some bits and pieces to pick up, so it's definitely worth poking your head in at least once to clear out all the items. But you basically want to pull them one at a time. See, there's another one off to the left, who I never realised was there before. I've also got the skill, I forget what it's called, but where you throw a shuriken and do the follow-up attack like that. It's pretty good for closing distance. There's one more down. But yeah, if you do turn around here, then it's a little less Sen. It's like, what was it, sort of 600 experience and about 350 Sen. But you can see this is taking almost as long as all those guys outside, or all the guys way back by the initial idol. So yeah, I would argue it's not entirely worth it, but do check it out for items. I forget exactly what's in here, but I feel like it's some oil and probably some balloons and maybe a dowsing thing and who knows, possibly a purse. I'll have to do a proper walkthrough of collecting all the items, at least the ones that I've found. Then with all those guys clear, simply run to the idol, and you can either travel back to whatever it was called, the Audience Chamber, or if you want to rest, you can go this way. And I'll show you this way just completely sped up so you get a sense of what to do. But it's going to cost you a lot more emblems, and it's a little rougher. But if you want to practice your fighting and blocking, this is probably the better route. And it combines a little bit of farming with a little bit of practice against some relatively low-level guys. But it lets you kind of work on deflect. And there's opportunities for Mikiri blocks. However, it's also easy, really easy to pull way too many guys here, and you can see I got a little out of my depth here and I actually die. So be careful, because if you do get overwhelmed and you lose all your half your coins and all your progress, you're going to be pretty annoyed. So I went back here because that was really horrible, and just reset the idol. So here's a cleaner run, and you'll see it takes a little longer. But again, if you want to practice against a huge group of guys, it's a nice way to pull them. There are, I'm sure, going to be times when I'm having to face off against guys and I can't pull them individually like this. So archer down. There we go, 2 archers, sorry. Make sure you're crouched. And then pull one guy. Back off a little so his friends don't see you when you fight. Finish the axe man. There we go. Watch on the right. 1 or 2 guys may come out when you're approaching from this angle. But just use a shuriken to pull them. He'll eventually make his way over. Come on, buddy, I believe in you. There we go. You can dodge those torch strikes, or you can block them, but if you block them, do be aware it will still set you on fire. Much better to dodge and counterattack, and then you can just pretty much run and smack this guy in the face. Now, if the music's still playing, it means you've pulled a couple of guys, maybe just 1 from inside. I think in this case I get 2. Now that I've taken out 2 of them, I guess it would have probably made sense to go back in and get the other 2. But again, it's close quarters, and I've got very close to death inside there so many times, just overextending myself and thinking I'm in good shape. And someone clubs me in the back of the head. Anyway, archer here on the right, 3 shuriken, pull that guy. A little bit of fire, a little bit of damage, but there we go. He's down. Another one came in. Let's get him too. Now, if you crouch, you can pull the guy in the middle, and the shield guys won't see you. If you're really lucky, this guy's pretty stupid and not very good at seeing you, so he got bored again, and I think I managed to get another shuriken on him. Now he's charging over. Happy days. Finish him off. Watch for the shield guys, just because that's a waste of spirit emblems when you can easily backstab them. Coming from this way, backstab that guy, and then just go ham on this dude. He's not going to do you too much damage, even if he gets a hit in. Just make sure you're at full health. And then around again to get the shield guys. Once again, the guy on the left is a moron and won't see you kill the guy on the right. Up here for the 2 guys, I don't know why, having rested, that these barriers are all ruined. But, yeah, whatever. Kill those, and then don't forget the single archer at the end, because that's an easy extra 30 experience and 23 sen. But yeah, that's it. That's your lot. It's a pretty simple farm. I did it for a little bit, and ended up just putting a lot of spirit emblems in the bank. And ended up buying some interesting skills too. Yeah, I was kind of happy with that. Anyway, on the left, Juzou the Drunkard, if you are struggling with him, and on the right, the grumpy chained ogre, who's very susceptible to fire. Click I in the top right for access to that and more, and I'll see you in the next video. Lots of love, bye!